All right, hey folks, we are here and live on the Book Your Success team. Anita Henderson, and who's that lady over there?
Candace L. Davis, same as always.
I know, the same old chick. I tell you, not to be politically incorrect. Sorry, everybody. My
It's
girl,
it's
my girl.
okay. It's
It's okay.
okay.
It's okay. Hey, everybody, we are your Book Your Success team, back with another quick tip for you. We know that you're probably in the midst of writing your book or you're just now getting started, but either way, you need to set some goals. If you've already written a book or if you're close to finishing, you might need to back it up just a few paces and think about, what do I want to accomplish with this book? So we're going to talk today real quickly about 3 goals you need to set for your book project. Okay, so get your pen, get your laptop and your tablet, take some notes. Candace, what's number 1?
So, and this is still, as Anita said, really important, even if you've already published your book, even if you're not selling it right at this moment, even if you haven't moved books in months or years, this still applies to you because we want you to breathe new life into that book and get it moving. And
Right.
the first goal you need to set is for book sales.
Mm,
So you can't just put your book up on Amazon. There was a time when you could, and people would sort of find it, right? But self-publishing has grown so big now. There's so many people publishing books that you've got to be really intentional about your book sales online and offline. So you've got to decide how many books you want to sell over what time period, where you're going to sell them, and how you're going to get them sold. You got to come up with a plan for that. And it's not unreasonable to think big with those numbers as long as you're willing to put in place and execute a plan to reach them.
absolutely. We've had members of our Authors Ignited group do some very creative
Wow.
strategies to get those books sold. And when we talk about book sales, we're not talking about just your launch period, right? So let's say that first couple of days or week or 2 weeks after your book launches. We're talking about an extended period of time, months, years, multiple years past the date that your book launches. What are you going to do to keep those book sales going? And so that would probably encompass a number of strategies. So you may roll out a couple of things over some time. So maybe when you first launch, you have 1 or 2 strategies that you execute. And then maybe a few months, you do that for several months. And then maybe after 6 months, for example, you change to something else. But the point is to have a strategy,
Yeah.
uh, multiple strategies within an overall plan for how you're going to get those books sold. And it has to be more than just whoever I meet, I'll just grab a book out of the trunk of my car. That's one strategy, I guess, but that's probably not going to get you to the larger numbers of books that you want to sell.
No, I mean, and we have people in our group who do everything from book tours, so to speak, which we're always really cautious about how you handle a book tour. It's a big deal. You have to be able to do it right. But they do sell books with book tours. They do speaking, and they are able to sell their books at speaking engagements. They have online strategies that they use. So there are lots of different ways, and you can't do all of them, right? So that's why we give you in Authors Ignited, we give you all of these different ways, and then you choose the ones that work best for you. Because if you hate speaking, then selling books as a speaker is probably not going to work for you.
Not good for you, absolutely. And we mentioned Authors Ignited because we would love for you to be a part of Authors Ignited, which is our online community for already published authors. We do have some people who are brand new, fresh, and have actually completed their books as members of Authors Ignited, and again, have gone on to do some wonderful things. So if you're interested in becoming a member of that group, we encourage you to download, first and foremost, our free gift called Earn More Money with Your Book. And you can get that at bookyoursuccess.com/earn more. Because that's what we all want to do, right? We want to earn some more money, get some more visibility, and boost our credibility as an author. So that's one
Absolutely.
thing to do. And I do want to remind you all that if you have not, we've got some, have not watched any of our previous videos. We've got one where we talk about what to do if your book's not selling. So it's speaking of, book sales as a goal. If your book's not doing what you want it to do, go back and watch that tips video. But the second thing, in terms of goals that you want to set for your book, is to think about what you want your reader to do
Yeah.
during and after they've actually read your book. I always tell people, what do you want your readers to think, to feel, and to do during and after they read your book? you have to have some idea of what you want them to do, and then give them a clear pathway to get that done.
Yeah, and that could include things like hiring you. It could include things like buying something from you. If you offer courses or products or something like that, maybe you're leading your readers to your website. Maybe you're leading them, we hope, to your email list through free gifts. Maybe you offer a downloadable copy of the book so they can come on your email list once they make a purchase. So you've got to have a really specific strategy for what you want them to do, because otherwise you have no way to lead them to do it. If you're writing this book because you want to build your business as a coach or a consultant, then how does the person go from reading your book to getting in contact with you? How do they go from reading your book to hiring you? How do they go from reading your book to learning more about you?
Mhm. Absolutely. And I think that one of the key things for you, if you're going to use this strategy, and you absolutely should, is to find a way or develop a way to collect leads, okay, from your book. So from those people who read your book and they see that you're awesome or you have a resource that you're sharing, how do you know that the person who accessed that resource or the person who called you or the person who, wants to hire you as a speaker, how do you know they heard about you from reading your book? You have to have some kind of way to collect that lead, collect their information, get them on a list, communicate with them further. And so there's some strategy involved in that. It's not a, one and done kind of thing, but we teach that also in our Authors Ignited community, how to actually capture leads from people who read your book, who do the thing that you expect for them to do after they read your book. You want to know who they are. And there's a strategic way to do it so that you know that the only way that person could have found that link or downloaded that resource or called that phone number is because they read about it in your book. So that's a
Yeah.
really cool strategy.
And even if
What's
your
the,
book is already published, it's not too late. You can go back and implement that strategy now.
Sure can. Sure can. What's the number 3 thing we're talking about today, Candace?
Well,
Goal setting.
there have to be goals specifically for the author too. Like, who will you be as an author? Are you going to be the author expert who's sitting on the couch with, I don't know, child, one of those talk show people and being interviewed?
I know, it's like we don't even know.
It used to just be
Whoever the
Oprah.
talk show person is.
It used to just be Oprah, period. But one of those talk show people, one of those morning show people. Are you writing this book because you want to be seen as the speaker who's the authority because she's written the book on the subject? What is it that you want to be? Who is it that you want to become as you become an author? Because being an author is great, right? We are all for it. It's fantastic. But it should also take you to one of your other goals.
Absolutely. And you got to know what those are, right? And that's something that we call platform. Like, what's your author platform? And ideally, you'll bring that with you to the author writing table, the book writing table as an author. If you don't, that's okay. And let's say you want to use your book to build that platform, to build that brand, so to speak. As an author, you've got to at least know what you want. You can't just wait till the book is done, which is way too late, to decide, okay, I want my book to do this for me. I want my book to show people that I'm, a smart leader, or that I have this many years of experience in this particular industry. That needs to be incorporated into the content of your book,
Correct.
into all of your messaging as an author. That needs to show up consistently across the platforms that you utilize, your website, your social media platforms, your speaker sheet, all of those things that you have, it needs to be consistent
Yeah.
and obvious.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're going, well, I've already written my book and I didn't take that into consideration, it's okay. It's
It's
not too
not
late.
too late.
It
We
isn't.
can help you. We can actually
Yeah.
help you incorporate that or develop it if you haven't developed it already, whatever that author platform is, and find ways to develop it and build it into what you're already doing. So all
Yeah.
hope is not lost. But those 3 goals that you absolutely must have as an author, and we'll work backwards. One, obviously, is to know what what your platform is,
Yeah.
what you want to be known for, what you want to be known as, what's your author brand. The next one then is to know what you want your readers to do when they read your book, after they're done reading your book. And then the number 3 thing is to, or it could be number 1, depending on how you look at it, is your book sales. You need to have some goal around your book sales. And if you're confused about how to do that and how do you know how many books is a good number of books to sell over the lifespan of your book, then you need to jump in to the Authors Ignited group. We talk about that all the time. We have some great exercises. We have very active members who are doing great things when it comes to book sales and platform and all that kind of stuff that you can learn from and also that you can share with. You can find out more about Authors Ignited at authorsignited.com, or go ahead and get the free download we have. It's bookyoursuccess.com/earn more. Bookyoursuccess.com/earn more, and find out how you can earn more money with your book.
We'll see you next time, guys.
See ya.